Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I really appreciate you being here. I've realised that's now kind of an opening thing for me. I've done 2 videos and I've got my opening spiel. Today I wanted to talk a bit about, so I'm going to go into mindfulness today. So I've kind of decided with this channel I'm going to split it down into kind of series. So I'll have like the eczema series where I talk about my eczema. I might have like a single parenting or parenting series. I haven't quite worked that out yet. But I want this kind of mental well-being and mindfulness area. So this is one of those videos. So today I wanted to talk about something that's helped me massively in my kind of journey of mindfulness and becoming present in the moment. And it's a notion for me that has worked really well that I thought may be useful to share. This isn't something that I've learned through therapy. So I've said this, I think, in my About Me video. I've had a lot of therapy over the past, specifically 18 months, but throughout my life I've had various moments where I've required some outside perspective, so I have had some therapy over the years. This isn't something that I learned from therapy, this is something that I just did. So it is this notion of basically living like you're going to die. Which sounds a bit morbid and a bit weird, but I wanted to kind of break that down a bit more. And I tried to explain this to a friend maybe a month or so ago. We were talking about it, and I said there's 2 parts to it. So I'm not saying spend all your money like you're not going to be here tomorrow. So it's more a case of living like you're going to die, but preparing not to, if that makes sense. So for example, you should still contribute to a pension fund. You know, you should still have life insurance and pension funds and a kind of vague idea in terms of like backup plans or, you know, kind of fallbacks and financial stability long term. You know, you should still think about those things. Don't just go, it doesn't matter because I'm going to die tomorrow so I can do whatever I want. You know, that's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, from a mental perspective, is yes, still have those plans in place, you know, still provide things for, you know, your children and your future and have these long-term goals and stuff. But actually, in the moment of each day, live like it's your last one. So this is something that I think came about from when I watched About Time, which is a great film with Bill Nighy and Donald Gleeson and Rachel McAdams, I think, in it. It's one of my favourite films of all time. And it's about being present in the moment. So if you thought that you were going to die, how much more would you value opening your eyes in the morning? You know, how much more would you value your children's faces, you know, if you thought you were never going to see them again? You know, and that, like I said, it can be quite morbid, but actually you just appreciate more. You know, if this is the last day that you're going to walk the earth, I have found through kind of putting this method in place that I just notice the earth a lot more. You know, I kind of look at the trees and I hear the sound of the leaves and, you know, like walking, I hear my feet more on the ground. I just feel more centered in myself and on the earth where I'm living. And you kind of, I find that's a really, really good tool for mindfulness because you become very aware of your surroundings and what's going on right at that moment and the people that you are sharing time with right there and then. It's not a morbid thing, it's just an awareness. So it's just appreciating everything a lot more because you realise how kind of finite and how kind of fragile it all is. And one of my relatives in the past few years actually had cancer, and I was talking to her a couple of weeks ago. I went to see her and she is in recovery now, but she said there's a very different thing between knowing you're going to die in the future and actually being faced immediately with your death. And obviously I've not come across that yet, and she said it's absolutely terrifying, and, you know, touch wood, haven't come across that yet, and I hopefully won't for some time. But for me, this kind of almost veiling of thought to say, you know, live like you're going to die, without having the terror and everything associated with it and all of that feeling that you would obviously encounter if you had, for example, a diagnosis or something like that. It was more like, in my head, thinking, if tomorrow I didn't wake up, if tomorrow I got hit by a car, if I had an accident, if something happened to me, would I be happy with how I've lived my life to this point, So it's another thing that I always try to reach out to the people that I love and the people that I'm close to, and communicate how I am at that point in time, make sure that I'm very open. I try and tell the people that I love them regularly. I used to worry because, for example, when my grandparents died, so when my last surviving grandparent died, I was 18, but before that I was 12 when my grandfather passed away. And one thing that I really struggled as a 12-year-old was thinking, I don't know how he felt about me. Was he proud with what I'd done? And this was something that when my nan died later on when I was 18, I actually had a conversation with her before she died because she was quite ill. She had leukemia, so she was in hospital, and I had a conversation with her. And having that conversation with her, she kind of embodied all of my grandparents at that point in time. And, said about how proud she was and all this kind of stuff, because she had this awareness that she was going to die. So she wanted us to know how she felt about everybody in her life. She did with a lot of people, everyone that came to visit. And I realised this was something that I should be adopting in my life. I didn't want to, if I got hit by a bus tomorrow, I didn't want anybody in my life to not know how much they meant to me and how important they were to me. And it was in that moment that I realised that my mentality had changed, and now I make sure that I'm very open about things, that people know exactly how I feel about things. If I have a problem, I try and communicate it straight away and try and change things and try and live the best, most honest, open life that I can. Because if anything happened to me tomorrow, I wouldn't want to have any regrets. I wouldn't want to, and that's saying that there is an awareness when you die. There may well not be an awareness when you die. I might just be dead and that'll be that. But I won't have left the people behind wondering. I've always tried to say and be honest about how I feel about people, and be open in my life. But also this mentality of, what if this happened tomorrow? What if that happened tomorrow? It does make you a lot more appreciative. You realise how small your day-to-day problems and worries about stuff actually is. Like being stuck in traffic. Does it really matter? Getting stressed about it isn't going to make you get there any quicker. You might as well just, put on a decent song or podcast or whatever and make the most of your late time. And obviously make people, if you're meeting someone, make them aware that you're going to be late, but that's just courtesy. But yeah, I kind of wanted to share that. I wanted to share this slightly different way of looking at the world to see if it might be helpful to other people, because for me, it's been hugely helpful. So, like I said, as part of my kind of mental well-being, mental health, mindfulness series, whatever is going on. Look at my hand motion. Woo! As part of that, I wanted to share that to see if anybody else would find that helpful. Would you find that helpful? Try it out. Do you find it helpful? Let me know in the comments below if you do. And yeah, I hope you all have great days wherever you are, and enjoy the world that bit more, because yeah, we're not here for very long. Even if I'm here until I'm 100, I'm still not here for very long in terms of how old the earth is, and I just think make the most of every day. But yeah, so I hope you all have great days, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.